Okay, we're going to spend a little time talking about dot plots. So when I talk about dot plot is used to display frequency, so how many times something happens, and the spread of the numbers over the number line. So how close together they are, how grouped together they are, how they're not, being able to look at all of that. So a big part with dot plot is typically you see some kind of number line in the bottom, and then you see dots. So this tells me there's 1 9, 1 10, 3 11s, 4 12s, a 13, and 2 14s. So if you had a dot plot like this, you could actually get what the numbers are in the data set that you're looking at by actually counting them. So this would give you the list of numbers that was made from. The good thing about it as well is it tells you where your big chunk of numbers are. So right now I can see this one is the tallest. That tells me that 12 is going to be the mode because that's the one that happens the most often. I can tell that the smallest number is 9 and that the biggest number is 14. But you can look at how the data is kind of set up and be able to talk about it. So let's see how we actually make it. So I have on here, it says that we have 22 students in a karate class that are given below. So these are the ages of the 22 students. So if I looked, it's 11, 5, 9, and keeps going. So kind of a couple things that are good, helpful things for you to be able to do. If there's 22, then I know when I'm done down here, there should be 22 dots. Kind of a way to check yourself. One thing that is missing on the number line for the dot plot is just that normally they have little tick marks where the lines are, and they're usually exactly the same distance away from each other. I'm just kind of doing a rough shot of how many there are, but so we're going to go through this and kind of get it set up. So 5's our smallest number that's on this list here, and there is only 1 5. So I do 1 dot. Okay, 6. Go through the list. There's 1 6 here and 1 6 here. So there are 2 6s. Now, I will tell you one thing that can really throw people off on this is if you don't make your dots about the same size or about the same height. You can look like maybe you have a stack of 2 here, but it may be as tall as a stack of 1 if you're not careful. So just make sure that you watch that. Okay, next number is 7. So there are 2 7s. So this is also too tall. Now if I look for 8, let's see, 1, 2, 3. So 3 tall. Okay, now we're going to go to 9. So let's see, 1, 2, 3 9s. 1, 2, 3 9s. See how I did a job of trying to keep those kind of lined up so it's easier to count. 2 should all be kind of across from each other. The first dot should be just saying, so you can kind of keep that in mind. Okay, let's see, 10s. 2 10s. Okay, now the next one is 11. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, oops. 3, 4. Oh, kind of would help Miss Hesslau was making them straight up and down here. They should be stacked directly up and down. Sorry, I was on an angle there. Okay, now, let's see, we did 11, so now let's go to 12. 1, 2, 3 12s. So 1, 2, 3 12s. And then 13's the last one, and there are only 2 13s. Now, if I've done this right, I know when I'm done I should have 22. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So I got them all. Now, I can tell by looking at this, 11 has the most dots. That's your mode. I can tell that my data is, spread between 5 and 13. And you can go through and get other data from this depending on how they're set up. Okay, we'll talk a little bit more on graphing next.